So you just installed or upgraded your Windows to Windows 11, and now you're stuck with what to do next. So this video should improve your experience with Windows 11 by showing you what to do to get your PC up and running. The first thing, make sure you create a restore point so that should something go wrong with your machine, you can go back to a previously working point. So this is exactly how you go about it. Press on Windows, type on restore. You're going to see create a restore point. Open that. You highlight local disk C, then you click on create. Then you give a description of what you would like to name your restore point. Maybe previously working point, and then you click on create. And just like that, you have a restore point. Should something fail, you can now go back to the previously working point in your Windows. So in case you want to restore back to that point, then you click on System Restore, follow this step by step, and you'll be able to go back to a previously working point. So the second thing you need to do is to update your Windows and your drivers. It is very essential, and nowadays it's slightly easy to manage that. The only thing that you need to do is to make sure you're connected to a fast internet. So mine is connected, as you can see. So to update your Windows and the drivers, you click on Windows, go to Settings, and then from here you can either click on Windows Update or you can click this other point, Windows Update. So if you made a clean installation of Windows, you'll have so many things downloading and installing at the same time. Some which will be drivers, and also some of the updates from the Windows. So the third thing I will do after installing Windows is to customize the appearance. So you right click on the desktop, go to personalize. I usually like starting with the desktop icon, so you go to themes, scroll, go to desktop icon settings, then this pop-up will come, and then you can check what you want to appear in your desktop. I want computer, user files, the network, recycle bin, and very importantly the control panel. So once you click on apply, they will appear here. It's also very important for you to customize the size of the icons which are on your desktop, so that at least you can be able to either stack so many things, and you'll be able to see most of the icons. So you do that by right clicking anywhere on the Windows, then you click on view. You can decide to have large icons like that, or medium icons, but my preference is tiny small icons, so that I can be able to stack as many things on my desktop as possible. While we are still talking about the looks, you can decide to customize your taskbar. So you do that by right clicking on the taskbar, go to taskbar settings, then you click on behavior. You can decide to have the taskbar automatically hiding itself. You can also decide to have the taskbar either at the center or extreme left. I prefer left. So that is when it starts from the center. That is this is now when it is from the extreme left. And also you can pin any application you want to the taskbar, so that it will become easier for you to launch an application. So you do that by right clicking on the application or the software, then you click on show more. Mine is already pinned, so you can unpin like that. And also you can pin any application, pin to taskbar. If they are not on in your desktop, you click on Windows, go to apps, and then you look for the application that you want to pin, like for example this one. You right click, you go to more, then pin to taskbar. It will pin itself, and then you can arrange it to the point where you want it to start, so that if you want to, for example, use shortcuts to open, you can just press on Windows and then 1, it will open the first application from here. Now after chat, that is. Now after chat you have 1, 2, 3, 4 going all the way up to that point. If I want to open the first application here, I'll press on Windows, then number 1, so I'll be able to open the File Explorer. The second one will be the store, so if I press on Windows number 2, I'll get the store opening. Number 3, it should open up this Google Earth Pro, Windows 3, and so on. So it makes things very easy for you. So something else very important when it comes to appearance is the scaling and the resolution of the monitor that you're using. So you can change the resolution by clicking on Windows, go to Settings, and then you go to System, then Display. So here we have now the scaling, which I've put mine to be at 100. The recommended is 125. So for the scaling, you can choose whatever is comfortable with the monitor you are using, and also the resolution will depend on the resolution of your monitor. So choose the one that will be comfortable for you and make sure that that is accompanied by the scaling. The fourth thing that you need to do is to partition your hard drive. It's very important. So the way you do that, like using shortcuts, so Windows X, then there is disk management. You let it load, you go to the partition, you look for the partition with the largest size. We have some tiny partitions like this one and this one and this one. Don't touch any of those because they are very critical. Some carries the boot records and other recovery files that will help your Windows to boot, so just don't touch them. I'll focus on C and D, then E, but in your case it will, if you've not partitioned your hard drive, you'll have only one big block of for example 400 and something GBs. If you want to dissect that, you go to your disk. Let me for example choose this one. You right click, you go to shrink volume, and this will pop up. If your hard drive is for example 1 TB and you want to divide that into 2, then put 500,000 here, 500,000 MBs, and then you click on shrink. What it will do, it will dissect that partition into 2. One will be unallocated space, so you right click on that and then you proceed from there. So make sure you partition your hard drive before you start putting your most important information. So number 5, make sure you set up your signing in options. You do that by going to Windows Settings, then you go to Accounts, and then you go to signing in options. Signing in options. I have 4 options here. So your computer might have less or more hardware options. So in my case, I have Windows Hello. I can use that using my webcam. I can be able to scan my face and use that to unlock my screen. Fingerprint recognition, I have fingerprint options here. I have a fingerprint interface here. I can use that. I can input a PIN and a password for me to use when I'm unlocking my machine. I can use a security key, like for example, I can use a USB drive or a security card. Yeah, so make sure you set up either all of them or one of them for your own convenience. While we are still at security, you can still also control your privacy. Go to Settings and Privacy and Security. Here you can be able to control what the applications can access in terms of your webcam, your hardware microphone, your speakers, and also the notifications, which application is allowed to send notification at whatever time. You can also even change the data that Microsoft will collect from you. You can do that in Privacy and Security settings. So number 6 is to make sure that some of the application startup options are disabled, because when you restart your computer or you switch off and then you switch on, some of those applications will auto start and they will compete with the resources which operating system is using to boot. So you do that by right clicking on Windows, then you go to Task Manager. You can also press on Windows X, then you click on Task Manager. You look for the applications which are not important to you. Like for example, I have this one, Sony Imaging Desktop. I click on it and then I disable. You can even sort using the status. All those which are enabled, you can look for the ones which are not necessary. So that will make sure that that application will only open up when you need it. Number 7, make sure you uninstall unwanted applications. Yeah, I know. Windows, sometimes you will come with some bloatware applications which you might not actually need. The best thing is to make sure you uninstall. So you have more than 3 ways of uninstalling, but the simplest will be you go to control panel, view by, you click and make sure it's on category, and then you'll have programs here. Click on uninstall a program. They will list themselves here, so you can click on any of them, and then you can click on uninstall or change. And if you have a third party applications like the one that I have here, you can use that to uninstall that software and clean the registry after you are done uninstalling. The other way you can do that is clicking on Windows, click on apps, go to any of them, like this one. I right click, I get an option to uninstall. Once you click on uninstall, it will disappear. So number 8, set up default applications. The easiest, we have so many ways of doing that, but the easiest one is you go directly to the file that you want to set a default applications for, like this one. You right click on it, go to properties, and then around here you can change the default application. Now you can click on change, and then you select whichever that you want to be using to open that application. Another way, you can right click on it, then click on open with, then choose another application, and you can check on this box. Always use this application to open files with this extension. So once you check on that, you click on OK. By default, once you double click on that application, it will always be opening using that application. Number 9, clean up your installation residues. And before you do that, make sure you are comfortable with the version of Windows you are using. If you are not comfortable, then make sure you don't delete the residues, because you can use them to roll back to the previous Windows version that you are using. You press on Windows, type on clean, disk cleanup will show up. Open it up, click on OK, and then you click on clean up system files. The same thing, click OK again. It will take some minutes depending on the size of the junk that is inside there. So mine is there. So make sure you check on everything if that's what you want, but a keen focus will be Windows upgrade. Then you click on OK. It will ask you whether you will be willing to delete even the Windows old folder. Then if you are comfortable, you can click on OK, and then within seconds that will be done. So number 10 and the final thing you need to do is to now download and install utilities like browsers. We have Chrome, we have Brave, we have Mozilla, we have media players like VLC, we have other MP3 players like AIM, and so many other. There are some like personal favorites, like we have the Port player, which plays video. Once you install Windows, you'll have at least one browser, which is Microsoft Edge. Open that up, and then look for Ninite. Ninite is a website. So this website will help you in choosing what you want to install in your application, such that you'll be able to install everything at a go. So you go here, browsers. Maybe you want Chrome and Firefox. Some would want also to have Opera. File sharing, I'm not interested. WinRAR, I like that, or 7-zip. This will depend on what you like. I like WinRAR. For messaging, you might want to have Zoom if you do virtual meetings. Some people would really like Discord. I like Google Earth. You might also like that. For the media, VLC, by default, we have AIM, we have iTunes for majority of you out there. We don't have our ramp here. We don't have Port player here, but we have like GOM, Spotify. You can click whichever you want. For the runtimes, you can select the one that will work for you. Developer options, make sure you have at least Python and Visual Studio. Imaging, you can select whichever that works for you. For the documents, you might want to have Adobe Acrobat, which is not here. It's a premium software. But if you want a free one, you can decide to have LibreOffice. It's a very nice document reader. For the online storage, you might want to have Google Drive. That's for me. We have OneDrive, which I don't think you don't actually need it, because it usually comes with Windows. Sometimes with even a Microsoft Word suite. Dropbox, you can select whatever you want. And security, you might want to have maybe a VG or whichever that works for you. I don't like installing antiviruses because Windows Defender usually take care of most of what I want. Utilities, TeamViewer, and any other thing, TerraCopy. There are several options you have there. Once you are done selecting all that you want, you click on get your 9 nights, it will download a certain files, this one. So the only thing that you need to do is to click open that file, and it will automatically install everything that you selected. Do you have any Windows 11 tweak that we left out? Make sure you put that in the comment region, because if you don't do that, you're going to move on as if nothing happened. See you in the next one.